All right, then we'll get started right now. So if you do have any credit issues, our team will just walk around and then help you out. But welcome to today's Build with AI session. Woo! Did everyone watch Google I/O today? Anyone? Yeah, let's go. Yeah, it's an exciting time to be part of the Google family at the moment. My name is Gary, and I'm one of the GDG organizers here, and it's great to have you all here today. I'm with my team here. You will see everyone walking around who has put in a lot of time for this event, so I really appreciate their help as well. So if you can see on the screen, you have two QR codes, one for the workshop content for today, and the other one to get your cloud credits, I'm assuming you guys are already getting started with. So without further ado, I would like to first acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on we meet today, and I pay my respects to their elders, past, present, and emerging. And then we'll move through our agenda. So firstly, we'll have Geshan talk through how to build a resume reviewer with Google AI Studio. And then we'll have network break with some food, and then afterwards we'll have the hands-on workshop where you guys use your cloud credits to actually build something from scratch. So today's topic is about building a resume reviewer. Has anyone actually used AI to build a resume at this stage? Yes? Looks like a lot of people. How the times have changed, right? Even beforehand, when I was writing my resume, every single employee was like, if you used AI, watch out, because we'll have to put it in the bin. But clearly, it's not the case anymore. So everything's going to be very helpful today to help just even building out the career and helping you stand out in front of the crowd. All right, so without further ado, can I invite Geshan up to the stage, and we'll invite him to do his talk, please. Round of applause, please.
Probably I will not need that. I can get it on the sides. Okay, it's working, looks like so, that's good. Okay, this is not gonna work. Let me change my slides. Looks good. The main purpose of your resume is to get that initial call or email from the recruiter. Therefore, optimize for that. Thanks, Gary, for inviting me here on the stage. I am Geshan Manandhar, and today I'm going to talk about how you can build your own resume reviewer with Google AI Studio. The first part, as Gary said, I'll just do a talk, like set up the stage, and then after food, we're going to do the workshop hands-on. As introduced, I'm Geshan. I am a technical lead at a company called SafeWill. I've been a Google Developer Expert for 6 odd years now. I'm also a Docker Captain and an AWS Community Builder. If you want to know more about what those are, you can talk to me in a bit. And I've been blogging since 2007. And that's where the workshop content is, if you have gone through that as well. Just a disclaimer, I'm not an AI engineer. I have not fine-tuned models. I have not trained models. So probably I know as much as you do about AI and fine-tuning models. I work for a company called SafeWill. So we help people write wills online. So just in case you don't live forever, you could use SafeWill. And then, yeah, we could help you write wills online or even power of attorneys and those kinds of things. Yeah, if you want any more information, you can surely have a chat with me later. I originally come from Kathmandu, Nepal. If I can see a raise of hands of people who would identify themselves as a Nepali, it would be good. Okay, not that many, but not that less as well. Very good to know. Yeah, Nepal is basically pumping around $2 billion worth in the Australian economy with all the international students flowing in. So let's get onto the agenda. First, we'll go and look into why do you actually need a resume? Why do you need a resume in the first place? Then a bit about hiring funnel. After that, 3 or 4 golden rules, at least what I see as golden rules for your resume. Then we'll go into what is Google AI Studio, They have just added some more features yesterday, so I hope the content still works. If it doesn't, then it's not my fault. They changed it for Google I/O. I can't really change that. And then there is a break for some food, and then we'll actually do the hands-on stuff of doing the workshop. Whoever wants to get the slides, probably it was already there, but yeah, you can scan that QR code and get the slides. And then yes, and then I will surely take questions. At times, that part takes a lot of time as well, but that's the fun part. One more thing, if I can add, depending on the time, is once you have a good resume, I'll show you an open source tool that uses agents and skills to help you search for jobs. So if I happen to forget that, please remind me. Let's start with the main thing. Why do you need a resume? If I can see a raise of hands of people who say, like, to write what you know or showcase your skills. If you think that is the primary purpose of the resume, can I see a raise of hands? Okay, like a couple of people. But as I started, like, the primary reason for you to create a resume is not to showcase your skills. That's secondary. The main thing is, as soon as the recruiter, generally that's the person who gets your resume first, sees it, they pick up the phone or they send you the email to schedule an interview. That's the main purpose of your resume. Once you flip to that lens, switch to that lens, a lot of things become a lot more clear. And from there, like, the secondary purpose is actually to inform the technical leaders about your skills and experience, because when you send a resume at a general company, it doesn't go to a technical person at first. It's 99% a recruiter screening it, if it lands in front of a human's eyes, and then only going to like second or third layer, it will go to a technical person. And I guess, like, what you guys raise the hand for, probably it's like the third thing that you want to do in your resume, which is tell about yourself. And then the main point being, like, what can you do for the organization? If you switch to that mode, that helps you actually get ahead. So to sum up, like, use your resume as a sales pitch, treat it like one, and then tailor your resume for the right audience. So your resume should resonate to both the non-technical audience, which is the recruiter, as well as the technical audience, which is someone who's going to take your technical interviews, right? There's a research by Ladders that essentially says recruiters spend 7.4 seconds on an average scanning a resume. So if you have 3 years of experience and your resume is like 4 pages long, that's already gone into trash, right? Because recruiters now probably, they even get more resumes than earlier. So what they do is they do a very quick scan. And if your resume cannot sell your skills in 7 to 8 seconds, probably it's next. You have already been discarded, right? The other thing I think a lot of people don't put a bit of effort into is the hiring funnel. So your resume essentially, like, gets you at the top, the initial recruiter call. After that, it's you who has to prove your mettle at every stage, at every interview, right? That is where I'm saying, like, there are technical audience and then non-technical audience. So first, it's screened by a non-technical audience. But once you get into the other parts of the funnel, be it a coding challenge, be it a behavior interview, be it a system design interview, depending on the company, the layers might change. But yeah, then there are multiple layers. And at the end, you actually get an offer. And before an offer, most companies surely would do a reference check, and then you get an offer. So what happens is people don't get this clear in their mind. And these are all the steps that you need to pass through to actually get to an offer. This is a quote by Pam. She used to work at Harrison AI. She used to actually work at Google as well as a recruiter. And she says that she loves seeing candidates who go a little above and beyond, do their self-study, write blogs, have a passion project, like a side passion project. Like, those are the things that actually is highlighted in a resume. In the AI slop-filled world, with a lot of resumes coming in, I think these points now really, really make sense, because What you need to think when you send a resume is how do you get to the top 20% of the applicants so that you get that call, that initial call, and that initial interview schedule. Yeah, some of the golden rules I would say for a resume is keep it 1 page, maximum 2 pages. Why? Simple answer. A recruiter would generally look at a resume for on an average of 7 to 8 seconds. So if you don't use the spaces, the white space, and everything well, you will not be able to achieve your goals. Number 2, delete ruthlessly. Remove anything that is not relevant, right? If you're applying for a tech role and you have something that's completely not relevant, a completely non-technical role, maybe it doesn't need to be there. You're applying for a tech role and I don't know, there are some hobbies that you would want to list, maybe it should not be there. So for every line, like think, should it be there? If the answer is like, maybe, better to delete it than just keep it there. The other part is, I think many people don't really forget or follow is they write their job descriptions or descriptions in the resume as BAU. Basically, I did this. And I think that also doesn't really help. What should be better is I did this and it like resulted in this XYZ formula. If you don't know that, Google it or just click that link. So let's say if you have 5 bullet points for your current or previous job, put a ratio of 60-40, 60%, like 3 of them can be XYZ formula and 2 of them can still be your I did this, your like BAU stuff, yeah? So if you keep that balance, then your resume is not overselling as well as is not underselling. It's at that right Goldilocks zone. Yeah, and I was talking to someone this afternoon, a senior software engineer, and the person is applying to jobs and is not really getting any answers back, right? If a senior software engineer is going through that, the point I want to make here is, 1, your resume needs to go in front of the eyes of a person. It should not be stuck at the ATS. 2, the shortcut to get to that is get someone internal to refer you. As soon as someone internal or inside the company refers you, I guess you at least have a 50% more chance of getting that interview scheduled, yeah? So use that hack and yeah, try to do that, number 1. Number 2, make a hit list of companies that you want to apply to or they would practically hire you. It could even be like an area, I don't know if you want to work for fintech or e-commerce or something. Make a list of 4 or 5 companies that you really want to get into. Can I see a show of hands of people who don't have a permanent residency here? Which is like a lot of people. Why did I ask this? Because like you might have seen of many job vacancies that specifically say they need a permanent resident or a citizen. I mean, not having a permanent residency already sets you like in the candidates that are, how do I put it? Like not really preferred, let's put it that way for now. Why I'm putting it here is the hit list of companies you make should practically hire you, right? If you don't have a permanent residency and you want to apply for one of the FANG companies, possible they won't even look at your resume. So your hit list should match your current skills as well as visa situation in this country. Sorry, the last point. Surely use AI to enhance your resume, and that is what we are going to do in a bit. With all that, AI is changing everything, and job search is also being changed by AI. As I said, like after you have a good resume, which is part of the resume reviewer workshop that we'll do, I'll show you something where you can use AI skills to actually look for jobs that won't be easily or evidently visible. Like someone has actually open sourced his way of finding the jobs. And that thing, I tried it for a role, like just to see how it goes. It worked pretty well. That is something I can do towards the end. So we'll build all of this with Google AI Studio. And in Google AI Studio, we'll use the build feature. This is a very recent screenshot because now even you can build an Android app. I think it was just added yesterday. Google AI Studio, how many of you have used Google AI Studio in the past? Very less people. Okay, that means we'll have a good amount of people using Google AI Studio for the first time. That is very good. I don't know if you could use Google AI Studio for like a full-on production-ready app, but it is very, very good to develop prototypes and like small micro applications. So you could just put in a prompt saying, I want an app to do this, and it'll take some time. It'll take like a couple of minutes or 3-4 minutes, and then you will essentially have that app, generally a web app, but yeah, from yesterday you can even try to do an Android app. I have not done that. I'll give it a go. And then yeah, Google AI Studio has added new features like you can add a database, auth, you can add intelligence and all that. So what we are going to build later is you will go in and put a prompt on Google AI Studio, and it's going to generate a resume reviewer for you. Then we will publish it to Cloud Run. This is the part where you will need the credits just to generate the app and use it for yourself in the preview mode. You don't really need the credits. The $5 credits that was there in the QR code earlier, you will need it to actually deploy it. Once it is deployed to Cloud Run, because it gives you a URL, a public URL, you can share it with anyone, your friends, and they can access it as well. So that is the point of the Google Cloud Credit. Whoever has not got the credit, you can scan it now. If you were late or have just arrived and you don't have the credit, scan it now. A couple of things, use like a new Chrome or a incognito window. If there are 2 Google accounts signed in, that also causes an issue. If there are other things that cause issues, so if you have not got the $5 credit, you can get that. All the contents of the workshop is on my website itself. I'm not going to delete it. So even if you don't complete it here, you can go back home and then try to do it. Yeah, that should be okay to do. Sorry, sorry, go ahead. Yeah, you can scan the QR code and then get the credits who haven't got it. All good? All good? Yes, do you have a question? Sorry, I didn't get you. Kunal, could you please help her? Yes, tell me.
How do I remember this? Because I want to be a Google person when I grow up.
You want to work at Google when you grow up?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So how will I remember this? I know.
If I could ask, how old are you?
I'm 7.
7. Okay, number 1, I don't work for Google. First disclaimer, I don't work for Google. So you still have a long way to go, 7. So I think in this country, like where you can start working at. Yeah, it's a very good start. I'm not saying that it's not a good start. 7. So yeah, probably you have 7-8 years to look for something. How do I put it? Like, learn the basics. Learn the basics. Probably that is what I would tell you. Learn the basics. It's very good that we see someone like you. Sorry? Oh, that's a good one. Like I'm trying to think where should I point you to? Actually, like I don't remember it on top of my head, but there are some programming languages that are geared towards children, and you can actually start that. So you could potentially make a game that goes left, right, and you can hit arrow keys and do that. So if I was you, I would start there. Like it's. This is fun. We have time, so I'm going to use it. Let me try to Google. Let me try to Google that.
App called Grasshopper.
Grasshopper. I'm forgetting the name, so I'm just gonna search it, of course. Yeah, Scratch. Probably start with something like Scratch. And then, yeah, ages 8 to 16, so you are pretty close, right? You can start with it. You can start with Scratch. Don't start with Python. Not now. Yeah, probably start with Scratch. I think with Scratch you can create games. Do that for like 6 months or a year. And then get into something like HTML and CSS, where these days you don't really need to get into that. You can kind of generate it. But the issue will be the foundations won't be strong enough, right? Exactly. So that's where what you can do is, if I was you, if I was 7, I would start with Scratch, 2, 3 months, 6 months. Then I would gradually go into HTML and CSS and JavaScript, because JavaScript is everywhere. You can write anything. Sorry? Yeah. So yeah, probably might. So if I was you, I'll start with Scratch and then go from there. But I have not used Scratch, to be honest. So let me see what Scratch is about. Yeah. So probably you can ask your mom, and then she can get you something with Scratch. Start there, and in like 10 years, you might end up in Google. I don't know. She's smart. She's very smart. OK, we are at 6:15. We have some time, so I don't really want to go into the workshop material, because we'll get into that later. The workshop material will essentially take you to this website, and this is what I was telling. It's on this website, so even if you do not complete everything here, just relax. This website is going to be there. You have the $5 credit. You can go home and do it if you get stuck at points, because we have 2 or 3 facilitators and me. So if people get stuck and I come in and help, probably people will still be 2 or 3 steps behind, right? That's why I'm telling that. Yeah, as we have some time, I think I can take some questions now, and then we can go. I'd be happy to answer questions. We have some time, so why not? Any questions? Actually, I forgot to tell you something. We are hiring for a senior software engineer at SafeWheel. So if you want to apply, either go for SafeWheel, like search for SafeWheel jobs, or come and talk to me. The good part is we have hired people who are on a visa that don't have a PR. So don't discount yourself if you don't have a PR. If you want to apply, like, come and ping me and let me know. Yes, go ahead.
So let's say everybody's using AI and we are all building CVs. So normally the common, probably the trivial question is that everybody's CV is kind of hacking it. Then how do you differentiate yourself? How much content are you going to plug in?
Nice, good one. So your CV will, like many of the CVs will, or resumes will start looking the same if you let AI generate it, right? What I would suggest is write yourself first and then use AI to enhance it, number 1, right? Number 2 is values, like sell the numbers. As we have already talked about it, I'm trying to think, yeah. So as you might know, I am very interested in this, and I have done like something similar 2 or 3 years back. If you go here, I'll line up this. This is the same thing that I was talking about. You should have a sample here. Yep. So what I was talking about is this. Yeah. This is an example of XYZ formula. Yeah. So this person could have written, I rebuilt the e-commerce website with WooCommerce, done. Yeah? But the point here is like, built WooCommerce, include analytics, and the main thing is improve sales by 10%. So if you're writing a CV or resume, whatever you want to call it, the point there is how do you put these numbers in? For instance, this is being recorded, but I'll still say it. For instance, when I was working at the Iconic, and when I was writing about that in my resume, what happened was we worked on the new beauty segment, and in the first quarter of beauty being released, basically available for the public in the third quarter of 2020, it did like 4 million of sale, right? And in my resume, I have that line. So I didn't say I just worked on the beauty segment, right? I said I worked on the beauty segment, which eventually like had $4 million of sale in the first quarter. So yeah, dig those numbers. If you are already working, might not be very easy, but dig those numbers and then get those numbers in the CV. It could be percentage, it could be numbers like this. Because what I feel is anyone working in an organization basically does two things. Either save cost for the business or make money for the business. Yeah? So if you can make that, weave that into your job description like this, then I think that sells. And that's where you would automatically start differentiating yourself from others, because it will not be generic. It is your work, your company-specific things. I'm not saying write unbelievable things, but write practically believable things, right? Because, for instance, for Iconic, if I had said $1 billion of sales in one quarter, that is not believable, because probably the whole Iconic was doing $1 billion in the year at that point, right? So yeah. Anything else? Because we have time, I'm using time, and then probably food will be there, so I can use here, and then I'll come to you. Yes?
We're using AI to create resumes. No surprise there. But we're developing a resume. Who are we developing? Are we developing for humans or for apps or for AI itself? And in which case, is there a different way to target it? We're targeting it for everyone, aren't we? Because that's a tough call.
Good one. Probably for the other question, we can get this, and then I'll answer it. So the question was, if we make a resume now, in this age, it's for an AI and/or agent, it's for a human, it's for everyone, and then how do we make the content good for everyone, right? Yeah, so that is what I was saying. Like, first pass is an ATS. It's called an ATS, applicant tracking system. First pass is that, right? If your resume will need to pass that, and if it needs keyword stuffing to a point, you might need to do it. I'm saying might, right? You might need to do it. But that's the point, right? Do you want to go through a queue of 100, 150 people, or do you want to skip the queue and get a referral and get probably towards the start of the queue? Yeah, that is where you might want to find someone internal like a referral. For instance, if my goal is to get into Canva, it's just an example, I would have had coffees with at least one recruiter at Canva and at least one software engineer at Canva. Is it a virtual coffee? Is it an in-person coffee? I don't really know, but I would have had that, right? And then with that, I get like this shortcut path, which like essentially bypasses the ATS. But coming back to the content of the resume, if anyhow your resume is going to land in the ATS, you will need to somehow optimize it for that. Number two would be your first person audience, which will be like a non-technical recruiter. That's where numbers like this come into play, like 20% increment, I don't know, like onboarding made faster, X amount of sale, right? And then with all of this, you'll still like that. If you look at the funnel, it'll still go to a hiring manager or a lead or a senior software engineer who's going to take your technical interview. So you'll need to think of the content of your resume in a way that all three audiences will get something out of it. There was a question there. Matt, yeah.
Oh, hello. Yeah, I'm Jess. I've got to know, is one of the things with the building of a resume, when you use certain fonts, people look at it and they don't like it. But being severely dyslexic, certain fonts are the only means of reading. Also, finding people in those fields is hard to find. What avenue would you suggest to find individuals in those fields?
I don't suppose I have enough information to answer your question, to be honest. Yeah, like that's where probably having a resume in a format that is not dependent on rendering would help. For instance, if it's a PDF, everyone would see the same, right? So rather than like a Word file or something that goes different.
I wrote my resume in Comic Sans, which is the text that I find easy to read, and a lot of people with ADHD and autism and dyslexia find it easy to read. Would that be thrown out because of that detail?
Look, I think at least in the email or whatever you are sending as the first, like generally it will be an email. If you write why is the font being selected, and a logical person actually opens it up, I think if it was me, I would read it, right? And it would have come to me from the recruiter or someone saying, this person has specifically written this note when they applied, and that's why like the resume is this and the font is this. I think I would surely read it. I would not discount it. But as I said, like I don't suppose I am at a position or to answer accessibility level stuff.
I think just from Geshan's point, if you're transparent and honest, hey, this resume or CV is in Common Sans text, it is most accessible to me for dyslexia, etc. I think it'd be very hard to think anyone would disregard your CV or application because of that.
Yeah.
Awesome, because you won't get any more honest person than a person with autism. They don't see the point in deceit.
Exactly.
Thank you for the cube.
I can take more questions. It's fun.
Do we have time for more?
Sorry?
Do we have time for more questions?
We have time if the food is not here. That's it. The food is here, so we take the last one and then we can come back. Yeah.
Okay, all right. I'm trying to ask this quickly. So thanks for doing this and letting us improve our CVs so eventually someone will answer. Now, if we get the interview, what do you think about the current interview process in Australia? Do you think we are going to face more AI technical interviews? What do you think about this situation after?
So regardless of the situation, this doesn't change. Now, is it 5 layers, 7 layers? I don't know. I was applying to jobs around October-ish, September, October. And then one company said for a senior plus role, they had 8 levels of interview. And I said, thank you, I'm not going to do it. So basically, like this is not going to change. Now, the point being, I guess your question is like, would people be allowed to use AI in the interviews or?
Would they actually want now to test your proficiency at using AI
Yeah,
during
okay.
that interview?
Yeah. So I don't remember. I think it was Canva. They have publicly said that you can use AI in their interview process, number one, right? And number two, in this day and age, I don't suppose you would find a technical role where in the interview, somewhere in the process, they would not ask you what tools are you using and how are you using it. That question is surely going to come. You need to be prepared for that. Now, how much would they regard it or how much? So how I see it, going one step back, there are 2 ways of using AI within a let's say a SaaS. One is within the workflow, like how you write code, how you make tickets, blah, blah, blah. The other one is within the product, right? So I think what people are asking more about is how are you using AI within the workflow? It's like, are you using AI to generate code? Are you using AI to generate text? Are you using AI to like put 3 MCPs in and then create all of your Jira tickets within the ID? I don't know, whatever, right? So that's the point. And I think like okay. Wednesday I was taking interviews and I surely asked like, what AI tools do you use and how do you use it? Okay, let's put it that way. We were interviewing for a senior software engineer. It was a technical manager interview, not even code interview. And I had a question somewhere in that interview where I basically asked like, what tools are you using and how are you using it? And it also gives a sense of what they are using and how they are using, plus how would it fit in our current workflow where we are actually utilizing AI to a point. Yeah?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks for your answer.
Time for food, I think. Let's go and come back.
Before you move out, if you have had any issues with redeeming cloud credits, please come to me during the break so that we can sort it out before the next session starts. Yeah, come to me.
Yeah, I'll just put it up here. This is the workshop content.
So please enjoy food. We have 30 minutes of networking and pizza, and then we'll head back into the theatre.
Yeah, so to get started, you can either scan this QR code or type this URL, this URL or this URL, it's the same. I guess it's much easier if you scan the QR code and it'll take you here. Let's wait for a bit and then. Yeah, within the workshop, if you face any issues, just raise your hand. Hopefully, the couple of facilitators we have should be able to help you. OK, before I start, anyone who hasn't got the Google Cloud credit? Nobody? That's very good. So just go to that URL, which is this r.geshan.com.np, or if you want to type bit.ly/r-gws. If you don't want to type, just scan that QR code. It will take you to the workshop content, and that's going to be there for longer. If you are 1 or 2 steps behind and you want to go back home and continue, you can do that there. I'm also going to basically reference that same material and start doing stuff. Yeah? All good? Everyone has scanned the QR code, got to the right place? I assume that's a yes. So introduction, not much to do. What we are building today is a resume reviewer. So you'll put in your resume and then a job description. And then you'll click Analyze, and it's going to give you a score. A couple of people have already asked me, how much do I believe the score? Yeah, I would essentially say be skeptical on whatever an AI says. Be skeptical on even whatever people say. And then for AI, because it hallucinates, it doesn't have the grounded knowledge, doesn't have the context, use it as a guideline, not as the source of truth. Yeah? What do you need to do this? You need a Google account, a browser like you see, Google Chrome, and then Google Platform with some credits and a project, only if you want to deploy. Yeah? So we're going to start here. We're going to go to Google AI Studio. You can search for Google AI Studio or just type ai.dev. It's going to take you to Google AI Studio. ai.dev. This is easy enough to type. This will take you to Google AI Studio. Click on the build. That's nice. I don't know where that came from. Click on build. And then you will be taken here. Yeah. One thing that, yeah, Google AI Studio, nothing out of the ordinary. So, yeah. Before you add the prompt, what I would suggest you to do is click here. If I want to experiment with 3.5 Flash, it just came out yesterday. I'll play safe. I'll just use 3 Flash for now. I mean, if you want to be a bit more, what is the word called? Brave, try the 3.5 Flash. I have not tried it. It just came out yesterday, so I'm just going to play it safe and just use 3.3 Flash. What I can add here is if you are giving it a heavier prompt, like an app that has multiple levels or uses more of the features, then I would suggest you to use a Pro model and not a Flash model, because that has a bit more thinking power and actually can do longer prompts. For this particular workshop, I'm going to do a one-shot prompt. Also because demigods at times are not happy with you, and then I cannot go through the loop of trying to fix everything on the fly. Hopefully it comes out good on the fly, on the first try. But yeah, that's the reason that I'm focusing on the one-shot prompt. For the framework, just choose React for now. Google AI Studio has recently added Next.js as well, so you can have auth and backend stuff with a Firestore database. But for this particular app, we're just going to make it simple. It's a front-end app, React only. Yeah. So once you have selected these things, you'll get a nice prompt here, a useful prompt. Just copy the whole thing, go back here, and then put it up. Just paste it. A couple of things here is, yeah, the thing that I've said, that your resume should talk to both a technical and a non-technical person, a technical engineer or a senior software engineer manager, as well as a non-technical recruiter. And it should appeal to both of them. Yeah, all the things that I talked about. What else? Yeah, these are the things that I've added so that all of us get a similar-ish output. If I don't say orange color or the name of the application, everyone might have a different name for the application, and someone's app might look green, someone's app might look gray. So that's the reason I'm specifically asking it to make it orange, because most of the people that would have their resume reviewer generated will get the orange color. Other things, I don't think there's anything fancy here. Yeah, this is the thing. A couple of people already asked me, and I already clarified, use this as a guideline, right? Because AI can hallucinate. But yeah, and last but not least, prefer Australian English for your resume. If you're in Australia, why not? So with this, there are a couple of things you need to select. The first one is add Gemini intelligence. Oh, that's the only one, thankfully. So because we are asking it to do some AI stuff, that is analyzing your resume and a job reviewer and then giving you a score, that's why we are specifically asking Google AI Studio to use the intelligence, if I can find that. Yeah. So depending upon what you want to build, probably if you want to build a restaurant finder, for example, you could use your Google Maps data. It would ask for a Google Maps API, and then you could potentially sort restaurants by ratings if you wanted. You can build that kind of thing. You can use Google search data to, for instance, research for 3 companies. I have all those apps actually. I built all those. If you want to research for 3 companies and then, how would I put it, like compare them side by side, you could use Google search data. Same thing, like if you want to generate music or generate images, you can build all those kinds of apps. There was an app called Rewind and Forward or something. So basically, you give it your photo, and then it would generate photos of you in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and now. And it was fun to do. So anyhow, I'm not going to do that. The point being, this is the prompt, and if you wanted more features to be added, for instance, if you wanted this app to be behind authentication and then all the user data was tracked, then you would first select next in the previous screen, and then here you could add this, and then probably add a bit more in the prompt saying connect to a database and stuff like that, and it would automatically do that with a full stack app. Okay, this is going to take probably 2 to 3 minutes, because in my last try, I think it took like 3 minutes. What you can do is, yeah, here is the prompt. As I said, to keep the demo was happy, I have tried to do a one-shot prompt, else I would have done it a bit more iteratively. And then here you can start seeing the code that it is generating. And as I said, in my last try, it took like around 3 minutes. Oh yeah, this is the new feature that has been added, which I have not put here, because when I created this content, it was not there. With this new feature, you can select what type of style you want to use. Yeah. I'm just thinking which one would I like for now. Vibrant, sleek, whatever. I'll just go with the sleek interface. It's up to you on what design you want to select. But thankfully, it now at least shows you how the app might look or would look like when it's completed. And as I specifically told it to use an orange color, it showed me something with the orange color. As this is going to take some time, that's where, okay, I'm only sharing this, that's fine. I can show you this. Because this is going to take some time, and the code is being generated, written, not written, generated, I'd say. While this is happening, it's still going to take around a minute. So this is the thing that I was talking about. Like once you have a good resume, I would really recommend you to use this. There is a website called career-ops.org. This is written by someone who actually found a head of AI or something role using this particular way of doing things. He has a blog post about it as well. This is the one. Yeah, and whatever he did is it's essentially like text, but then you can use it to tailor your resume per job. You can, after you get an offer, you can use it to prepare for mock interviews and/or interviews. So this basically has these 5 or 7, no, probably 8 or 10 skills. Yeah, it can search jobs for you, and then what it does is it has a rating system. You have your resume, and then it searches a job. If the job rating is above 4, then it puts it in your queue, in your pipeline, and then you can apply for it. Per job, you'll have like a base CV, and per job, it will create a customized CV for that particular job and then save it for you. Yeah, and then let's say if you get an offer, I think this is the offeretto, whereas there was an offeretto or something that's not there anymore. And yeah, you can actually ask it to generate a LinkedIn outreach message as well. It does that. It's essentially like your job search pipeline, but the requirement is a good CV. Like garbage in, garbage out. If you have a bad CV, you're surely gonna not get what you actually want. So yeah, this thing, I tried it on my own, and I really liked it, to be honest. You can use it with Claude. You can use it with Gemini CLI, which is anti-gravity CLI since yesterday. The point being, I tried it with Gemini CLI because it has a free tire at least, so I can use it. And with the free tire, I could get to a decent point within a day. So the point being, let's say if you are looking for a front-end engineer job, it actually makes you think, because here what you need to do, if you look at the steps, is if I can show you the steps. Yeah, quick start. So you need to actually fill the profile. And here what you can do is you can ask it to go to generic job search ATS systems like Lever or whatever you have, Lever, Greenhouse, Ashby, and these things. Plus, because it uses Chromium, what you can do is you can even point it to specific company opening pages, right? And then it can go in and scan those for you. For instance, if you want to search for front-end engineers in Canva, you could put Canva's opening page, basically careers page, and then because it uses Chromium, it can actually go in and scrape that for you. So it's very, very useful in that sense. Yeah, as I said, I tried it with Gemini, but yeah, I think this is made for Claude or anything. But what this does is, because you clone the whole repository and you run the LLM CLI on it, it can essentially read everything in it and then start doing stuff. So part 2 of actually getting a good resume reviewer is, of course, finding a job. And that thingy will surely help you find a job. If you are thinking that you lost it, it's here as well. I have it here as well, so don't worry. Don't try to remember the URL or anything. Everything is here. The only thing that you need is the first URL that you were at, right? Wait, so where was I? I was here. This is done, this is done, this is done. And I assume most of you are here. Anyone who has not been able to generate this, I already saw like a couple of people had done this even before I started, which is good. So anyone who is stuck and has not reached this stage? No raise of hands. Or are you stuck? Can you go and help him? Okay, while he's helping, if I go back and look, oh, actually, it was fast this time. It only took 76 seconds. Impressive. The last time I tried it was like 200 seconds or something like that, or more. So did anyone get a resume reviewer that was not orange? At least someone. Good. So it did like hallucinate. But like you have something that looks like this, right? Thankfully. Okay, so to test this out, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna use it in preview mode. So I just made it full screen, nothing big. And if you really wanna like dig into the code, for sure it will have like a a thing that would talk to Gemini somewhere, and yeah, talk to Gemini, have its own prompt, blah, 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 because we just asked it to do so, right? So yeah, if you really want to dig into the code, this is a React app run by Vite, and then all of the jazz. So let's go to preview here. And here, from here, I need a sample front-end engineer resume and a job. I chose Lorikit specifically because I really liked the, oh yeah, this is what I was talking about, Ashby. Like Lorikit is also using Ashby. Yeah, as you can see, Ashby. The point is not this. The point is if there is still software engineers available. Like the thing I liked about Lorikit was, this part. I really liked it. So yeah, they don't have the whole funnel that I was showing. They have a chat. They ask you to come in and do a 2-day work trial, and then they decide if they want to hire you or not, which is interesting. Yeah. So yeah, I just copy pasted this and a resume, and this is the resume. And then this is the candidate profile, which should be the resume. And then this is one of the front-end engineer roles that was from Lorikit. Yeah, I just saved them because the URL might not be accessible anymore. And after that, pretty easy, generate an analysis. Oh, nice. It has a different UI. Yeah, at this point, it's basically sending the whole thing to Gemini API and then doing all the AI magic that it does. It's not really magic, it's just that prompt that I showed you. So with the prompt I gave it to create the app, it generated another prompt that would do the analysis, which we can read if we like. Yeah. So it says 76%, 76 score, and for each thing it has suggestions. That's where I think if you do all the suggestions, it might come to 100, but that's not the point, as I said. Like AI will hallucinate, so use it as a guide, and always, make sure that you check everything that it generates. And because AI is not responsible, you are responsible for your resume and what you send, and therefore read everything properly and be able to answer anything about your resume. At least it found the layout was fine. And yeah, it suggested lots of things. Oh, don't use Z, use S, because I specifically said use Australian English, blah, 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 and all of that. Yeah? So looks like this is working. Now the next step, which is trying to deploy and publish the app. Yeah, so when I generated it, it looked a bit different. Now it looks a bit different, which is completely fine. Every time you generate, it might be something different. So for this is the part where you would need your credits, and you can click this link. It essentially takes you here, console.cloud.google.com/create project create. I'm going to create a new project called Resume Reviewer Sydney. Whatever, just the name. And then what do I need? That's it. And then I create the project. So because it's a Google Cloud project, I could essentially use any of the Google services, but by default, AI Studio would deploy it to Cloud Run, which uses serverless containers. What that essentially means for you is if it doesn't get any requests, you're not paying. Yeah, so you have a URL, but unless there is requests coming in, you are not paying. Because as soon as there are no requests, it goes back to 0 pods or 0, whatever it's called for Cloud Run. And then, you're not paying while someone is not using number 1. And because it's Cloud Run, it can scale up. It can scale up pretty well. I'll show it after it's published, deployed, whatever the word you want to use. So we done this, we did this. Now it's time to publish. But I think we might get a hiccup here because of the new change. But let's see if we do or don't. So from here, you can go to publish, and get started. It's asking me to set a spend cap. Okay, because it's already selected the project. If I discontinue, then I can directly publish my app. No, I want to select the project. Why can I do that? Let me see if I can actually select the project. Okay, let me try this and then I can come back if I need a change. Set spend cap, $1 a month. Continue. It's using a different project for me for now, but I'm not going to change that, and then I can publish the app. Publishing and or deploying is the same thing, and then it gives you a Cloud Run URL.
If you're having issues, just raise your hand.
Yeah. If you're having issues, it's most likely the project doesn't have a key attached to it, and that has been updated. Where? Here. So if you're having issues, it's potentially that you need to import the project first. I don't know why it automatically took a project that I had imported. And then after you import the project, you will need to set up a key, which I'll see if I can do it, because these new changes, yeah, this just happened yesterday. Yeah, at that point you get a URL. This is a publicly accessible URL, so anyone in the world can have it. That means your friends. And then they can play with your resume reviewer. And the same thing, what happens here is this gets deployed as a Cloud Run service, which is, oh yeah, because I did it in a different one. Now I forgot which one, probably this one, which is this one. Yeah, that's the same URL. And yeah, if I try to deploy, yeah, so this is the magic, like minimum instance is 0. So if you don't get any requests, you're not paying anything. And as soon as you get requests, it will surely have a small cold start time because there are no warm containers. And once you start getting requests, then only you start paying. So just having that URL, you're not actually paying unless someone hits that URL and then starts using it. I'm just trying to see, yeah, visit, republish, advanced settings. Yeah, it's basically takes me here. So I don't know why my project was already connected. If the project is not connected, you'll need to create a Gemini API key and then link the Gemini API key here. And that is essentially documented here. So can I get a raise of hands of people who could deploy and have a URL? Not many. So people who faced an issue with the API key or anything, can I see a raise of hands? Okay. So for that, what you will need to do, anyone who's facing an issue with the API key, what you should do is open another tab with AI Studio. Say get a key. Yeah. Here, create an API key. And here, import a project. Yeah, import the project that you just created, which is, in my case, this one. Yeah. Once you have imported the project, name it whatever you like, and then create a key. You don't need to do anything else. This is the project. This is the key. Where is it? It should, what? It should be here. Was that the problem? Okay, it's fine. Okay, fine. I just put some numbers before it. The project is already here because I imported it. Let me copy the key. Yeah, here. I think it, oh no. Anyways, once you have the key, then go back to the original AI Studio. And in the settings, you can go to secrets. In the Gemini API key, like click select key, and then click the, what? Okay, here as well, you need to import the project again. I was not aware of that. And then it will automatically select the key that you have just generated, which is this guy, and then this thing, and then next, select key, apply changes, and now you should be able to deploy. Yeah, if you got any issue with the project, create the key, link the key, and then deploy it in the right project that you just created on AI, on Google Cloud GCP basically, which is linked to the billing account that has the $5 credit. Yeah. So after this, I can publish again, republish. Yeah, now it selected the right project here as well. Set spending cap, $2 a month, whatever. Continue. Publish. This is going to now publish it in the right project, which is here, which is this guy. So here, if I go to Cloud Run, it should have a new one. It's still deploying. People who are facing issues with deployments, can I see a raise of hands? Someone can come and help you. While that's happening, let me see if I can do something fun. No, that's good. Yep, that's good. Is the text visible or is it too small? Visible enough? Visible at the back? Text visible? Okay. Yeah, so this is career ops that I was talking about, that I had done. Yeah, I just did I think, why? Strange. Yeah, while people are solving things, I would like to show you a quick demo of career ops. So I basically clone the repository and then followed the README, changed 2 or 3 files, and what I'm trying to do is I'm looking for jobs for tech lead and engineering managers. Yeah, and the files that I remember that I've changed, I actually forgot, but it was somewhere here. Somewhere here. Wait, let me see, because it should be here. Yeah, this one.
Set up billing on your API key, right? No matter if you have the billing.
Yeah. You need to do that. Yeah, config profile and portals. Okay, so let's do here. Config profile, example profile. This is my profile. Yeah, this is what I'm looking for. Oh, it's good, big enough. It's only in my machine. Yeah, this is my profile. And the other file, what did I create? What did you ask me to create? Was portals, templates portals. So, where there is templates and portals? Yeah, templates and portals. Portals example. Now, this is the example. Where the hell is the portal.yml file? Yeah, portals.yml, this one. Yeah. So what I've done is, yeah, this company, their website is here, and I'm not actually putting all the other things. I could actually ask it to go to greenhouse, Ashby, whatever, all like lever all the ATSs and then start searching, right? It's easy. You just configure it here and then you're essentially done. Yeah. Then after all that, all you need to do is Gemini or Claude, whatever. You're in that repository. You come here, and then it reads the whole repository when you initiate the API. Don't tell me I'm okay. I think I am authenticated. So from here, if you start searching for a job, if you do this, then it starts searching for the job, which I should already have. So let me see. I don't want to apply. Let me see the pipeline that it generated for me, because I've already done this. Yeah? It should at least have like three or four jobs. So what's doing is it's actually reading that skill. And because I put my resume, yeah, it has all my context, and it's reading that skill, and then it's reading my resume, which is a markdown file, yeah. And then because it has done it, because I have done the job search in the past, I should have like 4 or 5 jobs in the pipeline, which I've not really applied. It's just something that I'm trying. Yeah. And then let's see what this is. My goodness, why is it taking so long? While that is happening, people who are having issues with deploying, is it getting solved? It's stuck, it's fine. You can go ahead and try solve it. Looks like I have an error somewhere. Not good. But actually, it's actually running Playwright and trying to pull some jobs. I don't know why. Yeah, it's asking me to pull the job description from a job URL. Let's see what it does. It's been like a couple of days I tried this, so maybe it has forgotten what it was doing. It looks like it's looking for some jobs. Yeah, we're using Playwright. So it's going and searching. It actually found a Disney lead software engineer for me. Thank you. Which I would not have thought of. Finalizing reports, Finalizing report details, so let's see, it should come back with something. I was looking for my pipeline and then it found. What is it trying to do? Report for Disney, okay. Do it. I don't know what you're doing, but do it. It's trying to generate a PDF for me for that particular job, I think. So it has a base resume, it's going to change it per that job that is found. Yeah, for you to use your resume in the career ops thingy, you'll need to get it out as a markdown, which I think you can do from here as well. Export as markdown somewhere. Sorry, download markdown. You can download a markdown of a Google Doc as well, just for reference. Oh, come on. I wanted to show an example and it's taking so long. And as you can see, it's using my tokens. This thing is going slow. So let me show you something that I had already done. So if you go to the output folder, it actually has a resume for me for the jobs that it thinks I should be applying. And this is like a PDF. If I can open it. Can I open it without? Leave it. Yeah, it's just taking too long. I don't know what's happening. But yeah, essentially it goes in and then it pulls the job, and then you can create job-specific resumes. As this README tells you, you can do a lot of stuff. Yeah, you can get a LinkedIn message for the. Yeah, you can get a LinkedIn message and all of that. And I don't know why it doesn't want to work today. I don't know why it doesn't want to work today though. Anyways, I think you get the idea. Let's get back to this. So the people who are being helped, probably you can still go away, go on and help. I'll probably conclude the thing. So the top 3 things I would want you to take away from this talk and the workshop is use Gen AI tools. I think it's very obvious now. To review a resume, to do the job search, I showed you like a full-on skill someone has created to find a head of AI role, and then he open sourced it. Explore more, explore other LLMs and tools. As I mentioned, I think Claude is pretty popular these days. Have a go at Claude or anything else, anything that helps you. And then update your workflow, be it work, be it finding a job. I have someone that I know who uses like Figma MCP, Atlassian CLI, and then he gets everything in his IDE, and then he breaks down the tickets, and then he asks the AI to actually create tickets on Jira. He doesn't create tickets on Jira anymore by himself. So think of that, like where AI or agents could help you in the workflow. It's not just writing code. So think a bit broader, and then that should help you. And thank you. I think we can take some questions. I'd be happy to take questions if anyone has any questions. Yes?
There is a function set up in the AI Studio on the left-hand side. For example, the temperature linked to the Google search or map. Why do you know you need to change those settings?
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, let's go there, and then I can tell you what I know. Sorry, yes. Do you need the mic? Oh yeah, thank you very much. AI Studio, you're talking about this? No, here it will not have it. If you go here in the playground, then you'll have it.
Yes.
For instance, if you search for, in the playground, I want to choose a model first, not agents, model. No, I don't want an anti-gravity featured. Okay, Flash, whatever. Yeah. So, yeah, I'll just go through some of it. I think temperature is not here. Temperature is basically spice or creativity. How creative do you want the AI to be? Structured outputs is if you want the AI, the LLM to respond to you in a JSON format. For example, you want to say, find me the sentiment of this, and then sentiment is positive or negative. You only want that. Then you want a JSON that's a sentiment, positive or negative. That's it. And then the AI is not going to blabber around and just send you like a wall of text. So that is good for structured output. Code execution is, for instance, if you ask an AI, how many Wednesdays are there in June? Probably it's going to hallucinate. If you enable code execution, it might do a Python script that would get the calendar of the next year and then count the Wednesdays and give you the right answer. That's basically code execution. Grounding with Google search, very obvious. So if you don't do that and then you ask the AI who is the president of US, it might say Barack Obama because it was trained till, I don't know, 2023. And then with Google AI search, it's going to pull the latest data from Google search. That's about it. What else does it have? Grounding with Google Maps, similar thing. Like where do you want the grounding or the data to come from? Because by default, LLMs have a cutoff date. And then if you look here, no. Yeah, here it has, so generally like 3 flash is around January of this year. So if you ask it very recent things and you don't turn this on, it's just going to get it from what it was trained on and not get the latest data. That's why you will need something like a grounding with Google search. It will get the latest data. Temperature, as I said, is the spice. How creative do you want it to be? If you are making a production-ish app, get it to 0, just to be safe, because you just want a consistent output, right? You don't want it to like say one thing one time and then after 3 calls you just say something else. That's something that I've gone through the burnt of. URL context, I think, is a newer thingy. If you just want it to focus on one URL and, for example, summarize it and do these kinds of stuff, as far as I remember, that is it. Any other questions?
Thank you. And could you add skill to this tool or not really? And I think linked to that, one, we recommend to use this to view versus anti-gravity or cloud code view. Or like it's also doing agents. So it's a bit confusing when to use which. What's your view on?
Okay, 3. You asked 3 things. What the first one was? Sorry.
Sorry, anti-gravity.
Yeah.
This one.
Yeah.
And then Gemini Enterprise. Like it's also an agent, but it's more
Okay, yeah. So the first workshop I did here was 24 or something, and then Google AI Studio wasn't there. There I used Vertex AI. So if you actually want to get it done from a business point of view, then use Vertex AI or your agent, the old agent framework thing that is happening right now. That's one thing. Now, anti-gravity is, as I was using here, is more like a IDE. Okay, editor, not really an IDE. So if you're actually writing code or want to do something, for instance, what we generated now, right? Where is that? What we generated, which is this resume reviewer, right? Let's say if you wanted to actually go in and change the code, you can publish this to GitHub here, right? And then you can clone it locally, and then you can use anti-gravity to actually change what you want. Because this is not an editor for me. I can read code, but I can't really change code as such. But with anti-gravity, I can put the thing that we just generated now, into GitHub. It's pretty easy. It could even be a private repository. And then I can clone it, and then I can, because anti-gravity is like a full-on editor IDE, whatever we want to call it these days. Yeah, I could do that. And because it's inside anti-gravity can also use a browser. So if you want to test and you want anti-gravity to do your test, you can do that. There is browser using anti-gravity. I don't know, probably they have added newer features yesterday because it is anti-gravity 2 now. And then Gemini CLI is also going to be called anti-gravity 2 from yesterday. So I think I answered all your questions. Did I miss anything? I'll come back, sorry. I'll come back, sorry, yes.
What's that? Can you use
if it's, you can do more things. You can write a skill and you can publish the GitHub or GCP environment. You can edit it, you can access anything. Why don't you just use anti-gravity to do the whole thing, but use that Google Studio?
Yeah. 2 things. I would use AI Studio for prototypes, micro apps, yeah, because I wanted to create a micro app as a demo as for this, number 1, right? 2, AI Studio is browser only. I don't need like anything, right? I just need a browser, a Chrome browser, and all of the processing is just basically pushed or offloaded to like Google servers, right? I need nothing. I don't even need to know the model. I don't need to know anything. I don't even need a file system, to be honest. I could have done it on a Chromebook or something like that, right? Because all I need is a browser. Point being, if I'm generating something fast, like a prototype that I just want to see how it goes, I would use AI Studio, like a proof of concept, right? If I'm developing something that needs to be changed because it's not a micro app, it's not going to be used by 1 person or 2 person. If it's a real thing, then I would use an editor or an IDE. And I would consider anti-gravity like an IDE or an editor. That's where I go in and I generate and or write code, or I work on brownfield projects, or I do updates or edits, right? That's basically an editor or IDE for me. Whereas Google AI Studio is more like I do my POCs, I get stuff done, I see things working. So that is how I use it and how I differentiate it. Now, how you use it is up to you.
But if you put in the same prompt here,
I'll come there.
drop the whole thing the similar way?
I have not tried it. Give it a go. I have not tried it, but give it a go. Give it a go, and then probably on here you could even select the model, and then like I don't know. Give it a go. Give it a go. Probably it'll generate something similar. Yes.
Questions. So I was wondering whether we can use anti-gravity to create the same application. So which one is more faster, more efficient?
Shall we give it a go? I don't know. Let's see. I have not tried it, so let's give it a go. No, I just want to use anti-gravity without anything. Okay. Let me paste the same prompt and see what happens. I have not done it as well. Yeah, so I have not done this as well, and as a couple of people have asked me, let's see what this does. This is anti-gravity 1.0, so not the one that released yesterday. For a fair comparison, let's use Flash. Hi. 3.5, 3.1, whatever, 3.5 is available. Plan? No, I don't want it to plan. Just do stuff. I don't know what this does, but let's give it a go. While that is happening, I can take questions. Yes?
You mentioned about using the XYZ format.
Yeah.
Now, everybody is using AI stuff. Anybody can put any number on the resume, right? I build a website, it includes such and so number. How do you defend it?
No. So you build a website, it cannot have 1 million users. Else you are a millionaire.
I mean, I build a website for my company.
Yeah.
Which improves the shopping.
Exactly. So the point is like your company will have a name, your company will have at least a website, and that's what I was saying. If I said in 2019 the Iconic was doing $1 billion for beauty in a quarter, no one would believe it, because any general company with the number of people it has or any other metric, you go to Churchbase or something, you generally have a sense of is it $1 million company or a $1 billion company, right? So, I mean, anyone in the right state of mind reading that sentence can kind of verify you are completely bluffing or you are at like a agreeable state. So I think that is the point. That is the point. Like, I would not put numbers at a whim. It needs to be practical. It needs to be verifiable. Not verifiable to the dot, to the decimal point, but pretty much in the range. Which is verifiable. I don't know what this is doing. Waiting for input. Okay.
And also, I think you should specify to build an app, because here, there's no.
I just gave it the app. Let's see what it does. It's probably gonna like break my Gemini, but let's see what this does. Because yeah, I am trying it for the first time as well. Probably I should have opened it within a folder, at least an empty folder, because now it's just trying to mess up with my Gemini settings. But yeah, let's see what it does.
It must be using some API to compare the CVs, right? Resume, I mean, some Google APIs, I think.
It's just a Gemini API. Yeah.
Will Cursor be able to integrate the API that we don't mention?
Sorry?
Will Cursor be able to...
This is not Cursor, this is anti-gravity number one. And then, yeah, probably it will ask for a Gemini API key or something, here. That's the experiment. As I said, I have not done it as well, and this is the first time I'm trying to like generate a resume reviewer with anti-gravity and seeing what's happening. I don't even know what it's trying. It did generate like a HTML file and stuff like that, so let's see what it does.
So isn't that the purpose of Gemini, so that we don't have to get the keys or have to create our own APIs? We basically be using Google APIs, and here it should
also use APIs or at least ask me something.
Yeah.
But it is trying to, I mean.
Yeah, it is using Google.
No. It is using that to generate the app. What it is asking is, because the app itself has an API like AI feature, what model is it using? Why is it not asking for an API key? Because I could use Gemini, I could use some other model for the analysis of the resume. That I don't have an answer. It is basically generating a HTML and a CSS file as of now. 1100 lines of CSS and around 370 lines of HTML is what it has generated. I don't know what's happening. Let's click and see. Yeah, so essentially it created like a scratch folder here in my anti-gravity, and then yeah, it's doing something. Let me open that file. and see what happens if I can open that file. Where was that? That was here. .Gemini. No, I was trying to open this in the browser. So, sorry, where? Here? That's the browser control that I was talking about. Sorry, where did you say? Here, and then a preview? Anyhow, at least it generated a HTML file and a CSS file. Let's look at the HTML file, and then we'll know what's happening. Yeah, as far as I can see, it's just there is app.js as well. Where the hell is this going? Yeah, it basically. And then? Reviewing Finder, yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah, so this is what it generated. Not bad, but it's not going to work because I saw the HTML. It's basically doing nothing. So it essentially generated a skeleton which does not have the AI layer, but something. It did generate something. It would not work because I just saw the code and it does nothing. It does nothing. It does basically, it's a form. It's just a form. It's just a form and yeah. It's just a form and a UI.
I have one more question.
Yeah, go ahead.
How about resume moving into, there was one discussion about resumes being read by agents and video resumes, right? Like, how do you see the paradigm moving towards?
I don't have a crystal ball. That's the answer. I don't know. I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. Like, yeah, some companies ask for a video resume or at least something that you did. There's a company called Buffer, if you know. They hire people everywhere. They have a couple of employees here as well. And I saw their vacancy. They ask specifically for something that we have learned, and they want you to create a video about it. Yeah, but I think it's a very subjective preference on what companies ask for. Probably I'll take 2 more questions and then. Sorry, you'll get the mic. Yep.
This is the microphone. Yeah. You mentioned that in the app was trying to apply for the job. Can you elaborate on the process of applying for this job? Are there some APIs that this app?
You mean this one, the Career Ops one? I have not tried applying for it, so I don't really know. The point I have reached is I have asked it to search for a job, scan, and then look at the pipeline. This is the point that I've reached to. I think I tried this once. It generated like a pretty good enough LinkedIn message. I have not tried the applying or the interview training or anything. So yeah, I'd suggest you like go here and give it a go. I've not tried it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know because it asks you to put a Chromium. Yeah, there is a Chromium, so I don't know if it actually goes and fills it. I've not tried it, so I'd not comment on what I've not tried. Yeah, because it asks for a Chromium, maybe it does it. I have not tried it. Yes.
So actually, I'm a hiring manager in calls, and I think this is really.
This is the person you need to go to if you're looking for a job. Yes, go ahead.
I think this is really a good hack because we use AI to analyze the resume of the candidate, and if you use this one, you probably crack the code, get the job easily. Yeah.
From a hiring manager, I didn't say it.
This is actually we're using that one. We're using Phenom AI. They have the we just click on the analyze and it analyzes everything.
Amazing.
And just tell it this is a suitable candidate for the job.
Yeah. I have been involved in.
How much seconds does it spend? 7 seconds?
Which
less than that.
Less than that. Yeah.
So you click and then it analyzes.
Like 120 resumes a day.
Wow.
No, you can't do that one. We have to go one by one.
Yeah, I'll come to you. So can someone get the mic to him? While that is happening, yeah, like I've been involved in a couple of hiring for the past 2 or 3 months, And then like ATS systems already have started doing it. They give you like a summary of the resume and stuff like that.
One of my friends started a startup on this.
So now the candidate would be using this reviewing first, then create a resume. So now it's going to be reviewing these apps. So he do the reverse engineering.
Yeah, it's the same. Like as I had this slide somewhere here, right? Let me show you again. So AI is changing everything. And the job search, the person who is searching a job is also using AI, and the person who is like combing through the resume is also using an AI. So it's a balance. Yeah.
In the hiring process, when you are talking about the funnel and about the ATS system, we always talk about the resume, where the cover letter comes to the picture. Because many of the, maybe in the corporate companies, they don't make it as a mandatory cover letter. But if you go through the government job openings or federal government or anything related to government-related projects, they mainly focus on the cover letter. So how a resume and cover letter works on that funnel?
Yes, I think a cover letter or a resume, everything is at this layer, right? It's for you to get the initial call to schedule that interview from the recruiter, right? As soon as you have entered the funnel or you have gone into an interview, not like a chat or an initial chat, then you'll have to prove your mettle. You'll have to prove your skills. Now, in terms of cover letter, at least in the last 10 years, I've never written a cover letter, number one. And number two, it's like, if you can generate a resume, you can put the resume and the job description and ask it to generate a cover letter as well if you want. But I think, yeah, it's a very job-specific thing. You could, what I would say is like, don't generate anything, like don't generate a cover letter or a resume. Write something first and then ask an AI to enhance it. That's a much better way to do it rather than trying to outsource your thinking. But yeah, in this day and age, I think even cover letters would be some form of AI-enhanced cover letter. But yeah, like depending on the job and the organization, yeah, some organizations still ask for it. But to be honest, like I don't suppose people look at cover letters as well. They look at a resume for like 10 seconds. Who would read like a 4-5 paragraph cover letter again? Unless it's a really worthy candidate or they really have something different to say. Probably a last question. We're at 8:01, 8:02 now. So one last question, and then I think we can call it a day. Any last question? Stephen has one, and then I'll take yours, and then we'll stop. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry? Yeah, afterwards, that's fine. Then we can take this as the last question, and then we can wrap up. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah, it's a great demonstration, especially the ops career thing. I was wondering, like, do you have to point it specifically at like a company's webpage, or can it scan like the web for particular like jobs, like for example, cloud engineer? Yeah.
Okay, you're asking if it can scan the company's website?
Or like many companies, like I mean, without explicitly specifying like every.
Yeah, I think like the resume reviewer, the thing that we did on AI Studio, I don't suppose we'll do that. If you want, you can actually say, you can put a URL and not the copy paste the whole text. I just made it simple for the demo, so you could put in the URL. But yeah, this thing actually, as I showed you, you can put a company's careers page and it will go in and scan for those keywords and then get it, as well as create a customized resume from your base resume as well. So this thing is actually powerful and it can do that.
I had two other quick ones. So just dual column versus single column resumes. Like I've been experimenting with that as well, getting past like particular ATSs. I'm not sure what's working better, but it seems like the single column is more agreed format, like safer format.
Probably.
And ChatGPT will do like single column.
Probably single column, yeah. Probably single column. I don't have a strong preference.
Yeah. And the other one is like how long of a role duration should you leave off your resume? Like for example, if you had a company for 3 months or 6 months, is that too short? Or does it depend on the role you're applying for? Yeah, and the company.
Yeah, it all depends upon what you want to do. Like generally, shorter stints are not considered very good. That's a general rule of thumb, I would say. It's not a hard and fast thing. But yeah, if you have somewhere, if it's a 3 or 6 month, I don't know if you'd put it or if you want to put it. It depends upon I like it. I think I'd take 2 steps back. I'd say like how badly or how much do you want that job. If you really want the job, you'd really work on everything, your resume, how do I see it? I see it more like finding a job is a full-time job itself, and then interviewing is a skill that is different from actually working. So if you understand these 2 or 3 things and then mash it up together, I think that creates a better way of applying stuff. To be honest, 2022 was probably a year of job hopping. 2026 is a year of job hogging. Wherever you are, just hug your job as long as you love your company at this point, because the market is like cold, ice cold, to be honest. It's very hard to actually go in and crack even interviews and jobs. Sorry? Yeah, just anyone who is looking for a job at Coles, just go and talk to him. I think, yeah, we'll stop it at there, and then Gary will do the closing. Thank you very much. Do you have something here that I should just put it like this? Oh, good?
Sounds good.
Yeah, I'll just take this, and then we can sort other things out, yeah.
We have a slide for the, okay, no worries. But, well, thanks so much for staying with us. Yeah, and hopefully you guys found Geshan's talk really helpful. It was really helpful for me. And so a little surprise for you all that we do have some swag to give out. And if you signed up to our event today, you'll be part of the raffle. So I'll get Russell to come up and he'll help me out with the raffle. Just connect his laptop. Thanks, Geshan.
Thank you. Do I have anything left there? Probably not worry about that.
Yeah. Awesome. So we have 102 checked in, and I'm assuming some of you will be in the list. So without further ado, let's get going. Do we have Maria over here? Maria, congratulations.
I'll be calling out names. Just keep calling
Okay, yeah. Feel free to come up. Do you want to give it out?
I'll keep giving it out.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Do we have a Mantuan Nguyen? No? Okay. Thanks. Congrats again. Do we have a David? David? Congratulations.
Pick out whatever you want to pick. That's the one, sorry. Get the ball.
Sounds good. All right. Next one, do we have Eugene? Eugene? We'll just keep rolling through names, and then feel free to come up if you find yourself. Abash. Yep. Congratulations. Heji, anyone? No? Next one. Samir? Do we have a Samir? Oh, we'll keep on going. Lin Shen, congratulations. Purnima? Purnima? Okay, next one. All right. Everyone's taking up the big ones now. We've got a couple of pins and stickers left. Ahmet. Yep. Lisa Shrestha? No. All right, next one. Eugene? Oh, Lisa's here. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, feel free to come up. Thank you. Yeah. Sarika? Sarika? No. Evelyn? Hey, nice. Okay. A few more. Hopefully you'll get something today. Sunil? Sunil? Yep. Awesome. Congratulations. All right. Next one, Shabda. Do we have any? Oh, nice. Aman. Oi. Well, we don't really have much of an option left, but if you, at least you get something today.
Oh, yes. Yeah, thank God.
Oh, I am not going to pretend I know how to pronounce that, but do we have? Oh, nice.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
Jade? Ah, from complex to simple. I like that. Jade? Congratulations. We have two more. Paul? Do we have a Paul? Stefan? Hey. All right, and lucky last. Lin Yu? Lin Yu? Okay. Lucky last again. Dasuni? Hey, lucky last, congratulations. Well, thank you so much again, everyone, for joining today. It's great to have you here, and we hope you have a good rest of the night, and hope to see you in the next one.